Hey, so let's do a quick run through of the charts and graphs that you put together for the Market Center to help them work through sharing the market stats with their clientele. Let's just do a quick version so that we can share it with our people too. Okay. Monthly closed residential sales. The thing in March is actually March volume was up, right? It was really robust.
Yeah, it's interesting. There was almost 2,500 homes closed in March, which was, you know, 31% higher than February and 14% higher than March of 2019.
So coming into this pandemic, the market was in really good shape.
It was moving right along, wasn't it?
Yeah. Except for then when we look at the home sale prices, we started to see pricing come down a bit, right? In March.
Yeah, that's sort of an anomaly. Typically, if you had prices or sales pick up, you would expect prices to go up. And here you have a case where a number of sales went up and the price came down a little bit. Came
Right.
down
And you can
three
see it on
versus
this next slide on March, the minus 2.9. And that hasn't been reported yet, right? RMLS has not reported that.
That will be out for another week.
Got it. So we're ahead of the curve a little bit. So
we have sources.
And what we've been running between 1.5 and 1.75% above 10-year treasuries on the long term, going back all the way to 87. And it's now closer to 3%, isn't it, than it is to 2.
Yeah, you got treasury bills that are under 1%, and you got mortgage rates that are, 3.5 or better.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So we would expect, if things go back to equilibrium, we'd expect mortgage rates to come down 100 basis points or a full percentage point if they were to go back to their historical spread, so to speak, against the 10-year treasuries.
You got to think the treasury will come up a bit, but you got to think the mortgage rates will also come down.
Right. So maybe a half a point at least, right?
I would think we'd be seeing close to 3.25.
Yep. All right, let's turn to affordability real quick. So affordability, and it's roughly what you're trying to get at. This is a measure of the percentage of household income that's spent on housing, and 25% is historically seen as an equilibrium. And we were getting really close to that, but now look at it. We're back to assuming that incomes hold, right? And they just reported, and they won't report again for another year, but it's going to make the housing market look like it's really affordable, isn't it?
Well, 3 reasons. Mortgage rates are down.
Yep.
Prices are down a little bit, but incomes are up. And that equation makes homes more affordable.
Right. Okay. So the next one is months of inventory based upon closed sales. We don't have an inventory problem, do we? Except we have a lack of inventory problem.
Yeah, a lot of houses have come off the market. And so the numerator in that equation, active listings, is smaller. Yep. So with increased closed sales and fewer houses on the market, that fraction gets very small. That ratio is very small. So 1.7 months inventory that should be inflationary on its own.
Right. But we know that we have a shadow inventory because a lot of people took their houses off the market. If you look at this column here, the number of houses that have gone off the market since the pandemic hit, right? That's really helped to keep our inventory, at least the perception of inventory, really low.
Yeah, people, and we know those people want to sell.
Right. So again, plowing through this, our daily activity counts are about half of what they were before the pandemic. And you and I anecdotally know that a lot of that activity is realtors, so we don't know what the impact is on total overall buyers. But even though it's half, quite frankly, I expected it to see it about 20% of the historical norm, and things are, there's still buyers buying and sellers selling, isn't there?
Well, if you go back a slide and look at the pendings.
Yep.
Last week,
yeah.
Last week, 420 homes went into escrow.
Right. Now, you and I both know that it's easier to get something into escrow than it is to get it across the finish line and get it sold, right? In other words, I think that we're going to see the highest, we'll return again to a sale fail rate that's as high as we've ever experienced in our career. And we see, the combination of homes that are BOM or back on market and those that are off market. We've had transactions where the buyers, they lost their job and, instead of going back on the market, we just took them off because the seller wanted to wait for the market to return to normal. But that's an example of, if you look at both of these two columns, gives you an indication of how high the failure rate, so to speak, is through this pandemic.
Yeah, and there's a couple of things going there. The key reason is people get nervous.
Right. Actually, those that are active, they got to be amongst the boldest buyers and sellers there are. But so it's not just nerves; it's issues of being able to hold on to your job, can complete the financing package. And there's been a lot of technical issues that have made it hard to cross the finish line as well, right?
If your income is stable, job, whatever other source of income, and you're getting a mortgage, you are in really great shape if your income is stable.
Yeah. Yeah.